Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city, and we are coming to you today from the Coppergate neighborhood here in Vandalia. Now, things are pretty quiet right now, but come this Saturday, the most important holiday in any kid's calendar is Trick or Treat, and it's going to be happening right here in Vandalia. It's one of the questions we've heard most often over the last couple of months. With the COVID-19 pandemic still an issue, will there be a Beggars Night in Vandalia? Assistant City Manager Amber Holloway says the answer is yes.
Beggars Night is on in Vandalia. It's going to be Saturday, October the 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. So Halloween does fall on a Saturday night this year. We're pleased to be able to continue forward with Beggars Night and really just leave that choice up to parents whether or not you wish to participate, and then citizens as well if you wish to pass out candy.
With Beggars Night a go, parents are advised to follow a few simple safety tips to keep all of our little ghosts and goblins safe.
The Dayton-Montgomery County Public Health as well as the Ohio Department of Health have both put out guidelines for how to proceed with Beggars Night, and we would urge parents and citizens to look those over and consider those guidelines as you make your plans for Beggars Night this year.
One suggestion health officials are pushing this year is to bring along hand sanitizer while you're out making the rounds. It's one of a number of ways parents and kids can keep the virus at bay.
Some of the basics on these guidelines are wear a mask. So definitely keep your mask with you, wear it as you're out trick-or-treating. Even though you're outside, you'll still be coming in contact with folks a little bit closer maybe than normal as you pass them on the sidewalk or going up to folks' houses. And the fun thing is you can really make it part of your mask. That's one of the suggestions of public health, is to make your mask part of your costume. So it's a fun way to dress up your costume a little different this year, since Halloween will definitely look a little different. And then obviously social distancing, just as we're all doing in our normal everyday practices, to continue that on trick-or-treat night as well and make sure that you're doing that. You know, some of the other recommendations and guidelines that Dayton and Montgomery Public Health have put out is to really trick-or-treat with members of your own household, and that way you're just staying in close contact with those folks that you're already in close contact with, and not maybe this year you don't trick-or-treat with friends that don't live in your household.
Holloway says another tip to consider is shortening your route this year.
While we know that it's a race to fill up your bag and see who can get the most candy, to really maybe consider visiting fewer households this year, just as an extra precaution, and to try to keep yourself safe. That's another way that you can do that. And then obviously, as in every year, all candy that you receive should be wrapped, it should be sealed, and you should not take any homemade treats from strangers.
There are also some things to think about if you'll be the one staying home to pass out the candy.
For residents who wish to hand out candy and participate in trick-or-treat in that way, one of the recommendations from public health is that you not just leave a bowl of candy sitting out. We know some folks are busy that night and like to leave candy out for the kiddos, but this year it's actually strongly encouraged that you have someone there physically, one person handing out the candy. That person should also be washing hands and sanitizing frequently, because you will be coming into contact with bags that have been touched by others. But make sure to not leave those candy bowls out where lots of little hands can be grabbing and touching the surfaces of those candy wrappers.
Folks making the rounds on Beggars Night should know they will not be alone, as many Vandalia police and fire crews will be out as well.
And if you see our police and fire crews out and about on trick-or-treat night, know that you're welcome to stop and say hello, and they will have some candy to hand out to you as well.
One last note for trick-or-treat this year in Vandalia. In the days leading up to the 31st, keep an eye on your temperature, how you're feeling, and your kids' temperatures and how they're feeling. If anybody's not feeling up to it, the best bet is to stay home. There'll be trick-or-treat next year, and hopefully this will all be past us by then. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.